Hi Shanti.
Hi.
So after Ennendum, I have seen it's like overwhelming responses from people. I think screen after screen there are more people coming in. Good responses are coming in. What were people talking about the movie?
We've had a really warm response actually. It's been exciting to finally have a premiere at IFFK. We shot the film back in January, but I've had a very long journey with it because I initially auditioned for Enanam in 2019. So it's a project that I waited to, share with the world for a very long time. And we've had a really very enthusiastic response, I must say. The film is high concept and very ambitious in its ideas, but there's also like a thread of humor that is there very much present in the dialogues, and people have been responding to it. So it's been interesting to watch people laugh at points and just pick up on these little nuances that Shalini has worked into the dialogues as well.
Very true. Talking about humor, even I was talking to Ajit the other day. If you read the dialogue, probably it doesn't sound like a humor, but the way it is presented, it's like you'll have a laughter from inside.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's just the presentation. I think it's because there is truth in what Shalini has written. And അത് ഉള്ളിൽ കൊള്ളുന്നതാണ് ആൾക്കാരുടെ spontaneous laughter വരുന്നത്. Of course, the performances also carry that impression forward. But I think what people have responded to most is the fact that they relate to what is being said.
Exactly.
So I think full credit to Shalu for working in her observations into the dialogue in that manner.
Yeah. So talking about that, what attracted you to the script or to the movie?
Yeah, I read it in 2019 and immediately got goosebumps. I mean, the script was in a different form back then. It was a much larger project. I mean, the film that you see now is a more contained version of that original script, where the focus is more on the couple. But there was a larger political and social context that was there in the original script. I mean, it's still retained in the current form of the film, but like I really enjoyed the ideas, the intellect behind that script, and I was so excited to engage with these ideas that Shalini was presenting and exploring through these characters, because it's not just about this concept of immortality and this world in which immortality has become attainable. It's about how should such a thing happen, how would the emotional dynamics of a relationship change. And also she's not just looked at relationships between individuals, but she's also looked into the relationships we have with public people, public figures, for example, because they live on in terms of their image. And she's worked that in very beautifully into the script. And I really responded to her ideas and the way she had presented it, and how layered and complex the characters were. They have so many shades to them. They're all grey, and I really enjoy figuring out these characters. So it was a very rewarding process for me. I was I was really excited when I auditioned, and I just wanted to play Devi, and I'm so grateful that I got the opportunity to play her.
Yeah, and the space there,
Yeah.
the architecture, the form of it, and that's again another attraction. And she could frame certain moments with two people because there is a glass on top, and so it was wonderfully done. So how was your feeling when you? I mean, I don't know whether you were part of the Ricky, but how was your? What did you feel when you saw this premise?
I mean, basically, I don't think the project would have happened if she hadn't figured out that there was a space like this available. Because we were working with extreme constraints in terms of the budget. So this is an alternate world that we are setting up. The world building is very important to making the story credible, and we needed a space that would be believable as set in an alternate present. It is Kerala, but it's not the Kerala that we live in. It's a world in which technology has taken a different shape or form. So the space really helped in the storytelling, and it really added to an element of sinister, that kind of feeling that it evokes, because you feel that sense of being surveilled. And these unusual shapes and contrasts really worked with the themes that Shalu was exploring. And the architect, Vinu Daniel, I mean, it's his vision, that space. And we were very lucky that we got access to it and we could film it there, because it took care of a lot of the production design, just having that space available for us to make this film in.
Lovely. And there is an environment part you are taking care of. For example, the kind of seeds that you are talking about to the character that Jibin did. Can you add to that as in
I
because
don't
that
want to talk more about
Oh,
it
okay.
because I feel like it'll reveal too much, but it's basically a world in which the environment is also different to what we see in Kerala at the moment. So all of these elements sort of tie into these questions that she has about, authenticity and, just the nature of reality.
Sure, sure. Say one more thing is like in the kind of films that have come in this IFFK. Um, it's all. I mean, almost all of them are talking about the gender aspects, about how, President Naji was talking about paradise, and about how men take in the part for granted, as in it's not like taking advantage of it. It's kind of it's part of the life, or people do not find it as wrong. So what is your take on that? Have you observed this in the kind of movies that have come generally?
I mean, I think one of the things that Shalu wanted to explore with the script was the emotional violence that takes place within relationships. And I think that is a theme that is universal because it happens everywhere. Even in the most stable relationships, there is an element of one-upmanship that can creep in if you're not careful, if there's no proper communication. If the communication breaks down, then, things just kind of devolve. And I think those are themes that people generally find fascinating.
That's true, and it's kind of a revelation also for a common man, as in whatever you're doing, and these films give an opportunity for us to look back, as in and to correct maybe, while selecting scripts, what do you primarily look for?
My first question is, do I want to be part of telling this story? And I think that is what guides me from the outset. Then, of course, other factors come in, like how well is the character written? What is it that is it something that I have not done before? Are these filmmakers that I really want to collaborate with? So I think with each project, it might be a different combination of these factors. There is no such formula as such, but generally, is this a world that I want to be part of creating? Is something that I think about.
Superb. There was a very good response after Sweet Karam Coffee as well. So, are you looking for more such web series or things?
I mean, it depends on the kind of work that comes to you because what you choose is always going to be a subset of what is offered to you. At least when you're like an actor who's just started their journey as such. Unless you're a big star, you can't really create the projects that you want to be part of. So it really depends on filmmakers approaching you, and then you make your choice based on whether the story or the character connects with you. I'm very open to doing all kinds of projects. I am not just an experimental film actor. I would love to do more commercial projects as well. And I think Sweet Karam Coffee really, was embraced by people across the country and in the diaspora as well. So it's nice to meet people who watch the show, and a lot of women especially have connected to these characters and the stories that they were telling. So I think it's a privilege for an actor when people who watch their work, they feel seen, because I think that is the purpose of art, right? To hold up a mirror, and when that happens, it's a gift.
Yeah, while talking about holding up a mirror, so did you feel like there are many things happening around, and people in social media, or they expect like cultural leaders or actors should respond to each and every thing happening, and there are things where it creates an impact as well. So what is your take on communicating to such issues, and from your
I
point of view?
think every person has a different take on it. I don't think any one person's way of approaching this is the right way, because everyone does what they're comfortable with, and just because you're a public person does not necessarily mean that you have all the information required to give an informed opinion on a subject. So, always take what you see on social media with a grain of salt, or rather a fist of salt, because there's so much nuance to it. So I think often I feel like a knee-jerk reaction might do more harm than good. And personally, I like to be informed and to take time to listen and learn rather than put my take on it as well, which may not come from a completely informed space. So I think it's each to their own. I don't think there's one template to follow when it comes to social issues and commentary on it.
Great. And to close the conversation, what are the new projects that are coming up?
I'm working on another web series. We're starting shoot. We're starting shoot in January. It's Krishan's series for Sony Live. So that's what's coming up next.
Superb. And any movie projects?
Too early to tell.
Okay, sure. Wish you all the best, Richa. It's wonderful watching you on screen,
Thank you so
and
much.
you have been throughout in the film. And you have done it pretty well with all the ups and downs of that character. And
Thank you.
again, as you said, like provoking people to look into yourself and see what you're doing and how you are.
It was a rewarding experience for me, and this is the fourth film of mine that's been featured at IFFK. So it's exciting to keep coming back to IFFK with a film, and it's really nice to engage with such a cinema literate audience because they always bring their own perspective to what they're viewing, and you end up viewing your own work in a different light, and that's always exciting. It's also very inspiring to watch good films and be introduced to new work and new creators and new artists. So overall, it's been a really wonderful experience this past week.
Superb. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.